Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Superstar PartyPlex 12 FPS. This is Birds of a Feather. My name is Zen, and today I will be playing Cici the Ice Cream Clown for a change of pace. And with me today is
Hey, I'm Tired Penguin. You can call me Pengu, because that's my name. I'm playing my Birdman today. Kestrel.
Kestrel.
Kestrel, my bird.
Yee! Kestrel is a security guard, and
And
given given recent events of how some children were recently very narrowly saved from being killed by the Rainbow Rabbit, um,
Yep.
look at Child Crossing. Security is kind of on high alert at the moment. Uh,
Yeah.
Understandably, do not want a repeat of that incident. Um,
No.
so more security guards are being kept on shift at any one time, and extra security is being assigned to some of the kids' birthday parties that are happening at the Plex, as they almost always are.
hmm
Just to make sure that when there's fewer parents around, nobody gets snatched. Uh,
Snatched. Yeah.
and today, Kestrel has been assigned to work security detail for one of these parties, which is a bowling and ice cream centric party.
How
And
lovely.
not a lot of guards wanted to take this position because of the very mean clown that works in the ice cream parlor inside the bowling alley.
Yeah, Kestrel, he gets why. He gets why.
Mm-hmm.
The organics hating clown is not exactly everyone's favorite pick for a coworker.
Nope. Very few people pick for a favorite coworker. Uh,
Yeah.
but Kestrel has wound up probably stationed in or right outside the ice cream parlor for our purposes, to
Yeah.
keep an eye on the children and keep an eye out for any colorful rabbits.
Yeah. He's I'm imagining he was like basically voluntold for this, just like, hey, can you take this position? No one else wants it. And he's just like, okay. Finds out where it is and is like,
Mm-hmm.
ah,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
makes sense. That tracks. So yeah, he's found his spot to watch, and is mostly watching the kids and hoping that none of them approach him because he's not great with kids.
Man.
He's just standing there like
I'm picturing
yeah.
him standing there looking way too serious for the occasion, like looking like the Secret Service, and he's just like outside a colorful ice cream parlor with like kids running past.
There you go. You've summed him up. Way too serious for the occasion. That is him in most occasions. Wearing his whole suit and tie, standing there outside the ice cream parlor. Keeping an eye on the kids and also keeping a secondary eye out for the clown herself.
Yeah. Hmm. What's she doing? Because she also doesn't want to deal with the kids. I feel like they're focused on bowling at the moment, so she's sort of
Yeah.
staying back in the ice cream parlor and trying to look busy tidying up the tables and stuff so that she doesn't get sent to go do something that might have her interact with the children.
Understandable. I'm imagining Kestra would he's taking his job seriously of watching the kids. So I'm like, would he poke his head into the ice cream parlor to look for Cici?
Hmm. Well, if he does it, we kind of don't have an FPS because I don't think
Yeah,
she's going to approach him, so there are other
fair.
security guards there.
Oh, good. Yeah, he like waits for a moment when he can see that he's not the only one being attentive, and this is just Kestrel not having faith in his fellow workforce. And well, yeah, poke his head into the ice cream parlor to check for Cici.
Mhm. And Cici is there. Uh, I'll say at a table that's like not very far from the door, like wiping it down even though it already looks clean.
Just a visibly already cleaned table that she's
Mhm.
wiping down.
Mhm.
Yeah, Kestrel notices that. He's not going to comment on that. I assume she will notice him. His head poked in.
Uh, I can roll just to be sure. Even if she does, she's probably ignoring him. 8. She
That's
might not. She is trying so hard to ignore everything that is happening.
understandable. There's sounds of kids outside.
Mhm.
Kids and bowling. Yeah. What I feel like you'd say like good morning or something, but I'm like, is it morning? It's probably like afternoon or something.
Yeah, probably afternoon.
Yeah. Then he'd, upon realizing that she is not noticing him, he will announce his presence with a good afternoon, Cici.
And she like startles a little and tries to act like she wasn't startled.
My insight.
Roll insight.
You're 19.
Mhm. It's a potentially beatable deception roll.
My 9.
Nope. She wasn't startled at all. She definitely knew you were there the whole time.
Yet, I mean, he will with make the safe assumption that she was just ignoring him, but was aware of his presence.
Mhm. Yeah. She looks up at Kestrel and kind of glares at him and is like, "Oh, Kestrel, what are you doing here?"
He sort of nods back to the bowling alley and the kids partying. It's just like security what's the word I'm looking for here?
Security detail,
St-
maybe?
yes.
Babysitting?
He would call it security detail because again, way too serious for every situation. He nods back at the party and is just security detail for the birthday party.
Oh, oh, right, they're doing that now. Even more people running around the place at all times.
He kind of sighs too and just a commiserating like, yeah. He's sighing be, he's sighing because they're bringing more people around when they're aware that there is a child murderer.
Mhm.
I
I'm.
assume Cece's just sighing because people.
Yep. The fewer people she has to see in a day, the better.
Yeah. He just kind of looks back at her and is just, I had something in my head and I lost it.
No.
No, the curse.
The curse.
I think he looks back at the very clean table she was cleaning.
She, like, makes another half hearted swipe across it.
Kestrel, noticing very obviously that that table is pristine, and I assume that most of it is pristine on account of her cleaning everything to avoid contact with people, just looks at the very clean ice cream parlor and is just like, "Do you need help with anything?"
Right, right. Like I need an organics help with anything. No, it's pretty quiet in here for now.
He just kind of glares back a little and is just, yeah, just kind of glares back at her.
Mhm. You can roll insight.
I love rolling insight on her. Is +1. Dirty
Dirty
20.
20. Yeah. She is dreading the upcoming part of the party where all the children are going to come in here and get ice cream.
Yay. Yeah, he looks back at the he notices this and like looks back at the party to kind of try and gauge how many kids there are exactly.
It's probably like at least 10.
Yeah. So not a major amount, but enough
Mhm.
that he
Yeah.
can enough to be overwhelming for someone who's not great with kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're all
He
going
just
to
kind of
be here at the same time.
gonna be at the same time. He's just like, and he's internally making a mental note that like as much as he does not want to interact with the kids himself, as a security person of and presence of authority, perhaps he can help get the kids through a little faster. He's thinking how he can manage to do that, and Cici can roll insight on him. And I just said all
Ooh.
that before I made you roll. 1.
Discord, pick up me laughing, for the love of God.
I heard a cutoff laugh. It was enough to get the bit.
Yeah.
Her 1. Yeah, she just sees him look back at the party goers, like seem to be studying, and then he just nods as if he's come to a conclusion, and she has no idea what it is.
hmm To be honest, she probably doesn't really care.
Understandable. He's just this gives us a reason to separate their conversation now because they will get back together when
When the
the
kids
kids come
come
in for
in,
ice
yeah.
cream. She just sees Kestrel come to a conclusion, does not pick up on it, and also does not care.
hmm
So he turns back to her and is just, well, if you do not need an organics help, I will see you another time then. And steps back out the doorway.
Yep. There he goes.
Yeah.
She's
Back to
she's like she's not gonna stop him leaving. She doesn't like him.
how often have you had someone ask if you need help though, Cici? Just a thought.
hmm She's not going to admit that she appreciates him offering help and then leaving.
Of course. Kestrel keeps watch back on the kids until the dreaded time for Cici comes.
hmm Yeah, their like hour or whatever of bowling comes to a close, and then a bunch of kids are heading towards the ice cream parlor to all get their ice cream.
Yeah. Now the question is Kestrel is how shall he help?
hmm Yeah, you could try rolling intelligence to come up with a plan, or
Animal handling. Children are basically animals.
yeah,
No, I'm not gonna
yeah.
roll animal handling. I'm not gonna roll animal hand. I might roll animal. I'm not gonna roll animal handling. I
basically like herding the kids into some semblance of like order so that they're not all swarming Cici at the same time. That could be
the tall and very
persuasion too.
yeah, which is his persuasion is the same as his animal handling.
The illusion of choice.
I will roll either persuasion or animal handling. Dang it.
9. Nope, these kids do not care about Kestrel's attempts to get them in order when there is
He
ice
tries
cream to be had.
he tries to at least get them in a line to go one by one, and that doesn't work, and he just looks frustrated.
Can Cici roll insight on him again?
Yes, absolutely. 11.
11. That's better.
That's better, yeah. He is visibly trying to help.
Oh. Hmm. I feel like
He's
I
like
should.
trying to he's like telling the kids like again get into line single file one at a time, and they're just not listening to him, and he is just visibly getting a bit frustrated with it.
Oh. I kind of want to roll something for Cici also with like how well she's handling the kids' performance.
Animal handling. Crow's also suggested survival.
Okay, well, her survival and animal handling are 0, but her performance is a +5. She's
Ah.
acting. It's how well she can act like she's not ready to throw these kids out into traffic. So, our roll performance. A 21.
You're
Not
21.
bad. The customer service voice is out in full force. Not that she has another form of voice, but like the kids don't even seem to realize that she hates them there. Kestrel can roll insight.
I will gladly, because he is as he become as it becomes more and more clear these kids will not be wrangled, he does look up back at Cici, just like, how's she doing? How's she doing? My two, my net one.
She seems to be doing great. She seems to be friendly and not stressed and overwhelmed at all, and handling it
Oh
like a
boy.
champ. Making ice cream and getting it handed out, and taking orders, and not making faces as the children's sticky hands touch the glass front of the ice cream case.
Oh no. Oh. Shiver up my pecking. Alright. Kestrel sees her handling this like a champ and just kind of goes, okay then. And you know what he's gonna do? He's going to stand by the doorway, still watching, still keeping an eye on if she does seem to get overwhelmed, so that he can be ready to once again try and shoo them out quickly.
Mhm. Yeah. Hmm.
He will gladly shoo the kids out when they have overstayed their welcome in this ice cream parlor.
Yeah. We can do another performance insight to
Yep,
see
yep. How
how
they're
well
both
this
holding up.
holds up. Okay,
18,
18. Not terrible. Not bad.
19.
19. Yeah, Kestrel can just barely see through the little cracks in Cece's facade that, oh, these kids are running all over the place and touching things, and their ice cream is melting on things, and she
Oh,
is not happy.
yeah. And as soon as he catches that, he will once again try his animal handling slash persuasion. Please roll better. 7. That's
Yeah.
worse.
Nope, these kids are running past Kestrel without
I
blinking.
will not use intimidation on the children. I will not use intimidation on the children. I will not use intimidate. That's Kestrel's mantra internally right now.
You can roll him a whiz save for whether he can succeed in
I
not trying to
will roll him
intimidate the children.
impulse control.
Yeah.
Let's go. His +1 also. He fails. I think he's going to use intimidation on the children.
Mhm.
Kestrel, no.
For the recording, that
His
was a 3 whiz
+7.
save.
His +7.
Oh,
His 23.
23!
Oh no, now how does he do this? How does he do this? He's going to use his looming, his powerful 6-foot looming. He's uh Kestrel, you pecking.
I'm picturing him like looming over the children and then like in a very loud voice that's just short of yelling, being like, "Everybody sit down."
He can do that, yeah. Not actually yelling, but short of yelling.
Mm-hmm.
And the dad look, the dad look, the dadstrel look. Yeah, tells these kids to sit.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got the kids sitting. I'm gonna roll a d20 for how they handle it.
Oh no, children.
Oh
No!
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 It, at least one of the kids starts crying.
No!
There's like party attendants that are like there to comfort the child and stop them from crying, but you do also get like a look from them like back off.
By deception, he feels pecking bad. I feel
Oh,
pecking bad. He visibly feels pecking bad.
I'm rolling insight for Cici.
Yay!
Yeah, she can tell he
7.
feels bad.
He feels bad, but he also just wanted to get them to chill.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Cici.
better than what Cici would have done of throwing them into traffic, but still.
Cici is just. I'm gonna roll deception for her as well.
Yay.
22! She's just making ice cream and wiping down the counter, and everything is business as normal. She definitely didn't appreciate that or take any joy from it.
Man, I would roll insight on her, but Kestrel, he cannot beat that.
Damn.
No. He just goes back to his spot standing by the doorway, just standing there a bit fluffier now.
Aww. Ugh. And like after a bit, when the children are done with their ice cream, they'll leave the ice cream parlor and go back out to the bowling alley, leaving their big mess behind them.
Yep. All those tables she spent so long over cleaning.
Mm-hmm. There's sprinkles all over. There's melted ice cream on the floor.
Oh. I will roll an insight on her at this point, now that the children are out.
Yeah.
My 9.
9. Uh, with all the children out, I think she's not going to try very hard to hide how she, like, deflates and is not thrilled about the mess and, like, starts ordering a couple of staff bots around to start cleaning it.
Yeah. Kestrel is. I don't think she needs to roll an insight to get this one this time, but he's looking at her again with a look of, "Do you need or want help?"
Mm. And Cici like tries to ignore it for a bit before she turns to him and is like, "What are you giving me that look for?"
Do you need help now? That's not the tone I wanted to come off with that, but
Mm, tone hard. Oh no.
tone very hard in real life and in acting.
Yeah, that's a
Ay.
24 deception as she's like, "Well, I have the staff bots and I think have it all covered. It's nothing I haven't dealt with before."
Mm, he's giving her a look.
She's gonna roll insight on that look. What does that look mean?
How do I word this? It's a I know you can deal it with it by yourself, but you don't pecking need to.
Hmm. I mean, it's not like I could stop you from helping clean up if you really wanted to.
No, you cannot. And he is going to grab the nearest cleaning wipe or something and start helping with tables.
Oh, you can roll an insight on Cici.
I would love to. My 9 again.
9.
Kestrel.
Kestrel, roll better insight. She seems to be surprised that Kestrel, actually stuck around and her cleaning is, uh, mostly behind the counter and a little bit hesitant. I don't know if Kestrel would make the connection that it's because getting sticky melted ice cream or like sugar cone crumbs or sprinkles or stuff wedged in her wheels is bad.
He probably would not make that connection, no. Well, maybe.
He could roll maybe a history to see if you remember stuff about from when you were fused and had wheels in your feet and
They're Heelys.
mhm.
My history. My 7.
Nope. Maybe she just doesn't want to deal with all this mess.
But she doesn't blame her for that. He doesn't blame her for that. He's just at the moment cleaning what he can.
Aww.
Especially as the staff bots come in and they are horribly incompetent at most things.
Mm. I mean, they can mop the same 3 feet of floor over and over.
Yeah, yeah. Kestrel sees one mopping and just not moving the spot it's mopped 5 times over and just takes the mop from its pecking hands.
And it keeps trying to, like, use
Air
this
mop.
now phantom mop. Yeah.
Like air guitar. Air mop.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he just sighs. Takes it to mop himself. Can I roll another on insight on Cici? Because I'm
Yeah.
very upset that I got that fail before.
Yeah, go for it.
My
A
6.
6! It got worse!
Kestrel.
He's busy mopping.
He's Cici can tell he's like looking up at her to check on her every now and again, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I'll have her roll insight. Let's see.
Yay.
12.
It's visibly just him checking to see how she's doing.
Mm. I feel like she kind of like bristles and is like, why do you keep looking over at me?
I think he fluffs a little with just the embarrassment of that it was noticed he was looking. Just just seeing if you need anything on that side of the counter.
Hmm. Nope, no way are you coming back here.
He is not surprised. She's still, I assume, avoiding for the sake of her wheels. So can I roll another history because I got that pecking 7?
Mm-hmm. You can roll another insight as well.
Oh boy, my both. My history. My 3.
Nat
My
1. Nope.
insight.
Please, dice parser.
My 10.
10. Hmm.
Kestrel. I'm
Yeah.
disappointed in him.
I feel like with a 10 that's enough to get that like nobody comes behind the ice cream counter. That's the one part of the ice cream parlor where Cici can be assured there aren't going to be organics underfoot. She doesn't like people coming back there.
And he does get that. He does get having your space. So he's not gonna pry, and he's gonna keep mopping.
Mhm. Yeah. Once like some of the floor is mopped, Cici will eventually like tentatively venture out and start clearing tables and bringing dishes back to be washed and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe now that she's out from behind the counter and he can see the wheels, it'll help this time, Kestrel. Your
Mhm.
history!
There we go.
Finally! His history!
Yeah. Seeing her stepping very carefully on the floor and only on the wet parts where it's been mopped. Uh yeah, all those crumbs on the floor take on a little bit of a different an additional meaning or implication or I don't know, but you can imagine that having those stuck in uh your wheel would not be fun.
Yeah. He remembers that and does just kind of grimace because, yeah, just the thought of that sensory experience is not great.
Mhm.
And will noticeably begin to prioritize the more debris riddled spots of the floor.
I'm gonna roll another insight. God
Yay.
damn it, that's a nat 1.
Cici! They
Cici,
cannot have good rolls at the same time.
no. This these two aren't going to talk. They need to intuit things via insight and they're not doing that.
The
She's I
rolls aren't letting them.
mhm. Kestrel can roll insight.
I shall. My 15.
Yay. Cici is like purposefully ignoring Kestrel at this point. She's not sure why he's still here. She's not sure why he's doing mopping or any of this. This is just weird behavior for an organic, and she doesn't know how to handle it. So she's just ignoring this until it goes away.
Oh, Cici. My remembering from my rereading of the Funhouse summary when Kestrel put the hot cocoa in their coffee to make sure that Cici could tolerate it, and she was just as confused about that.
Yeah.
He mops up as much of the debris as he can for her wheels.
Mhm.
These two are horrible at talking.
Yup. I can try rolling another insight.
Insight. My brain almost went to history for the thing I said, but I don't know. Roll what you so desire.
The 10. History would be a +1, but that's not make or break.
Yeah. 10 insight. That's. She has no idea why he is doing this,
Mhm.
as you said.
Yup.
This is why we throw these two in magic situations, because that forces them to talk.
Mhm.
Hey.
Why are you doing all this? Aren't you supposed to be on security, not janitorial?
He's just like, uh, hold on, words.
Actually, I'll have her just continue on to like mutter, not that the janitors come in here all that often either.
Yeah.
It's not just security guards that are afraid of her and don't like her.
Yeah. Should I roll like a perception to see if he catches that whisper, or can we just say he catches it since
I'm
he's
gonna
been getting
say,
horrible
yeah, I'm
rolls?
gonna say he catches it because if we roll for it, I think it'll be lost to the ether.
Yeah, the dice have not been liking him today.
Nope.
Yeah, he catches that little whisper and doesn't directly comment on it, but will indirectly comment on it with just, how does he word this? Yeah, I think he's just gonna be direct and ask. I think he's just gonna be direct and ask, like, how often do people other than the staff bots come in here to help you with things?
Hmm. I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff.
He just kind of goes like, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You can roll
He's back
insight.
to, I shall. My +1.
Please, dice parser.
Vice parser, please. My 3!
3.
Kestrel!
Dice parser.
I'm
Dice
upset with the dice
parser.
today. I'm upset with the dice today. Can I roll that again? It's a
Yeah.
pecking FPS. That's a
Mm-hmm.
3. When have I
Yeah.
gotten anything above a 10 this FPS? Except for those like two, that's
Deception. Yeah.
a 5!
Ugh.
He rolled to successfully intimidate some children, and that's been his only good roll of this game.
Yup. God.
That's been his only good roll. But yeah, he's just kind of like, okay, Cici can roll insight on him and his
13.
13. He gives like that after she says like I don't keep track of that, and that is an of that's why. That's exactly why.
He's helping because other people don't come and help.
Yeah.
Mm, mm. Hmm. I feel like she like bristles and is like, I can handle this by myself with the staff bots just fine.
And he sighs. Finally sets down the mop because I imagine he's cleaned like the last bit of debris. Not really leaning against the mop, but I'm imagining a pose here that's not really leaning against the mop. I'm projecting it to you via my brain. Anyway, um,
Hmm.
yeah.
My brain jumped to like, okay, a pose with a long stick that's not leaning against it. Ah, pole dancing.
No!
And the idea of him just somehow twirling around this mop but somehow
No!
staying in place with a dead serious expression on his face in a full suit.
No! That's hilarious, and I hate it.
I'm sorry for cursing you with this cursed knowledge, but it's funny.
It's the flat expression in the full suit, not the flat expression in the full suit. Oh,
While in the middle of having an argument like with Cici, it's like that gently
just
breakdancing meme.
gently break. Stars alive. Anyway, he's not doing that. He is holding the mop like a normal man. What was the last thing she said? I really forgot. Don't I count the
it was like
points?
she can handle it on her own with the staff bots.
Okay. Oh, serious bird. Serious bird. Not Belancing. Hey.
Cursed image.
Highly cursed. Okay. He is holding the mop like a normal man and is giving her a bit of a look. It's just like, I know you can.
So, why are you here then?
Because just because you can doesn't necessarily mean you need to. Sorry, what is that?
Chris has shared a second
Okay.
iteration of the meme where two bees are
Don't read.
communicating by breakdancing about another bee being eaten by a bird.
Your wife is dead. Oh,
uh, anyway, she doesn't have to.
she doesn't have to.
Hmm.
Just because she can doesn't mean she has to. I'm muting the front
Hmm.
row seats. I can't.
Understandable.
Bye.
What's Cece's reaction to this? Hmm. Hmm. Honestly, she's just giving me that she's going to be defensive about it. And I
Well,
can you
I
give me
expect
any more
nothing less from
details,
her.
Cici? What are you going to say? Shake, 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 anything.
When the
Um
character is as resistant to telling you their emotions as they are telling other characters.
Yeah. Hmm. I mean, I kind of do when I don't have uh Kestrel Tombs to rush in and make things better.
He just how do I describe the look on his face right now? Because I can make the face, but I can't describe it. It's a look of wanting to swear at her.
Mm.
Just a bit of a look of "Are you serious?" A bit of a look of wanting to swear at her. That's all. That's all the
Yeah.
way I know how to describe that look.
Hmm. And I think she's like, "What? Just because I work at a kid's place doesn't mean you have to treat me with kid gloves."
That's not what I'm trying to do, Cici.
Then what are you trying to do here exactly?
Help you if you need it or want it. Or help. He's just going to leave it at help you, I think.
Hmm.
Recap what I said.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. I think she just stares at him for a bit, not sure what to say there.
He stares back. It's their staring contest.
Hmm.
My insight.
Shall we roll insight?
They're staring at each other, so I think so. My 4. You're 5.
Let's roll that again.
Let's both roll again. Yeah.
Hmm.
You're 18.
Come on, Kestrel.
My
16.
16.
Not bad.
Yay!
What does Cici get from Kestrel?
He does just genuinely want to help her. And there does seem to be a reason behind it. She can't fully get what it is, though.
Hmm.
But he wants to help her for whatever reason.
Yeah. And Kestrel will get that Cici is just baffled by this and like the idea of someone wanting to help her like this does not
Yeah.
compute. She doesn't know what to do about that, and she doesn't uh like being in a situation that she doesn't understand like that.
Oh. He's
Sh-
seeing himself in her so much in that description.
mhm. She's out of her depth and she's going to resort to the one thing she knows how to do, which is be mean and push people away.
Oh, Cici, no. Thankfully, you can't get rid of Kestrel. You're you're stuck with him
Mhm.
for whatever reason. For whatever reason that baffles her, He is not going to give up that easily.
Ah. Yeah, I feel like after staring for a little while, Cece's just going to turn around and start like wiping down another table and ignoring Kestrel.
He sighs. Probably stuffs the mop back in the staff bot's hands.
Mm-hmm. It goes back to wiping that same spot on the floor that's definitely already clean by now.
He sighs. Program these things. He's just gonna mutter that.
Well, it's better than not having any programming at all and acting totally random.
I'm gonna roll a pecking insight on that. I
Alright.
don't like the implications of that, Cici. My 4!
The implications of that are just she doesn't like organics.
I see.
Kestrel has no programming. Kestrel is acting in a way she can't anticipate or understand.
You can't anticipate and understand it because you refuse to accept that people might actually want to help you, Cici. Cici, that's why.
No, mm,
Cici.
no, it's probably just because organics are wacky and random.
Cici. Oh, I th- I think since he failed that insight, she says that and he does just give a look back and he will ask, just like, what does that mean?
Well, if you were programmed a little bit better, or, at all, maybe you'd be able to figure it out.
He gives a deep inhale. Deep nasal inhale of hmm. He's not surprised that's what it meant, but he's still offended.
Mm-hmm. That's what she was trying to do.
I don't think he's going to hide that it offends him from her, but it
Mm-hmm.
what is his response to that? He's not giving me that he has a response to that, so I think he does just give her that look and just yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she is pretending to still be ignoring him and just focusing on her task.
Eh, Kestrel, I want you to ask to bring up something. Kestrel, speak.
One of these two has to talk, and if Cici talks next, she's just going to ask why Kestrel is still here.
Man, I think he's sticking around still, even though most of the not behind the counter cleaning has been done, because like part of him does want to bring up the funhouse. And but it was said what happens in the funhouse stays in the funhouse.
Mm-hmm.
As it was written.
Can I roll insight on him?
Yes.
Well, 16.
Oh boy. Yeah, he visibly wants to bring something up. Can't imagine what.
Hmm. I think she like turns around and is like, Why don't you spit out whatever it is you want to say before you have a heart attack and die or something?
Hey. Dang it, how does he say it? Kestrel, help me out here. Well, I think first of all he says, I'm not going to have a heart attack and die.
Aw, are you sure?
Quite. She sounded way too excited to say that. Oh, are you sure? He doesn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
Hehehehe.
Half expected her to say like, "Oh, bummer" or something. Oh, darn. um,
Ooh,
what?
you made a noise that was kind of scary.
Oh, sorry, that was my guttural rumbling.
Yeah. It's like, did a Minecraft zombie spawn in?
I voice acted the Minecraft zombie. I was uncredited for the role. Ow, my ribs.
Oh no.
I sure struggle laughing. Um, I think he will take a look back, make sure no one is within eavesdropping distance.
Only staff bots around now.
Only staff bots around now. Hopefully none of them are Otto. They don't know about Otto, that's fine.
Mhm.
um, okay. A phrase has finally come to mind. My power. Ow, my
Yay.
ribs again. I stretched wrong again.
Oh no.
I needed more stretches. Anyway, my a phrase came to my brain. Yay!
Yay.
After he looks around, confirms that there's only staff bots nearby, he will say, like, I would have thought at least a little bit of your hatred for organics, or at least me, would have lightened a bit after. And he leaves the after open, and she can guess.
Mhm. Ooh, I think she like shoots around and is like, I thought we agreed not to talk about that.
You said to spit out what I was going to say.
Hmm.
You were the one who said to just spit it out. Her 19.
Yep, deception. You can roll insight against that.
Yes, please. Kestrel, please.
Please, Kestrel.
My 13.
I'm gonna roll the deception at disadvantage because she's
Her
emotional.
16.
It's still a 16. Ooh. And she's like,
You can give me like half the answer if
yeah.
it's close.
She's like,
And this is enough.
yeah. She's like, I don't know why you would think that that experience would make me like you any better. Um, but like, you've heard from some of your coworkers. she's being mean to you, but she's been a lot meaner to a lot of other people. So,
Yeah. He knows why he was voluntold for this over others. He knows.
mhm.
Now is he going to say that to her?
Could flip a coin or roll a whiz save.
The thing is there's something else that I think he is more likely to say, but I'm hesitant to say it for whatever reason.
Hmm.
I That makes it sound scarier than it is. It's not. It's just me being anxious.
Well,
he kind he kind of wants to say like I thought you liked the hot coffee, hot chocolate coffee, whatever you call that.
mhm. I think it's called
Whatever's the simple.
like a mocha.
Oh yeah, that is just chocolate and coffee. That's what chocolate and coffee is.
Mhm.
Yeah, he kind of wants to say that.
Hmm.
I think he's gonna say that. If that's okay. If you think that
Yeah.
would,
You can say
yeah.
whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I think he says that. Thought you liked the mocha.
Hmm. I think she like glares at him. Uh, you could roll insight again.
Gladly. My 7.
Yeah, she's just mad about you bringing this up and sort of like hisses, whether or not I liked a drink doesn't mean that things change.
Kestrel, how do you word your thoughts?
Headcanon that Kestrel is one of those people that doesn't have an internal monologue.
Oh my gosh, he pecking doesn't. You're so right. He just doesn't.
You have to. And now you have to translate abstract thoughts to words every time you play him.
I really do. He pecking doesn't. He doesn't have an internal monologue.
Revelation for
Oh,
character thoughts.
in really, he's this is why he struggles with words. I need to think about this later as a character thoughts thing. Yeah. Anyway, for the here and now, how does he say things? It's the abstract thought he was having. It's like it wasn't about the drink. The drink was symbolic of what I was really asking you, which was I thought some of the experience was actually enjoyable.
Hmm. Would he say it that straightforward?
Not as straightforward as that final sentence of it. He might just say like like it wasn't about the drink.
Then why did you bring up the drink?
My Minecraft creeper noise.
You
Zombie, right. Creepers make different noises.
can voice multiple Minecraft monsters.
I voiced the zombie, and I voiced the creeper, and I voiced the dragon, and I voiced Steve. I am Steve Minecraft.
Oh, you were the one that did the ooh, ooh, ooh,
Yeah, I
ooh
did the
damage
that
noise.
was me.
I
Yeah, it
love
was
your work.
uncredited, you know. Wow. Yeah, they didn't call me back for the Minecraft movie. It was sad. This is my bit now. This is my bit now. Um, then why did you bring up the drink? She says, and he says, the drink was symbolic of what he was really asking, but he wouldn't ask what he was really asking because he's a peckneck who doesn't speak his mind.
He could say that was like an example, or
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what he says. Yes, it's just it was an example. You're giggling.
I know he muted front row seats. Crows said in all caps, "Speak your minds, gay boy."
I well back.
uh, uh, hmm. Oh, so you think that going through a nightmare maze and all sorts of other stuff was going to make me like you or something?
His Minecraft noise. He massages the bridge of his nose, beak, bridge, effective equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not.
Organics are really weird.
He can't disagree with that. He just gives her a look like, "Welp, you're right." People are weird. Kestrel noticeably using people to mean more than just organics.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think animatronics are as weird as you organics.
Have you met Harlequinette? The definition of weird.
hmm. Are you implying something about my friend?
I'm saying people are weird, regardless of makeup.
Well, you're being weird right now.
He doesn't have a retort to that because he knows. He just says like, I know. And I apologize for bringing it up.
So why did you?
I suppose because we haven't talked about it at all since then. I have barely talked to you at all since then.
That's that's exactly how I like it, though. You can roll insight.
Gladly. My 4.
Roll that again.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, this is Cici putting on her default of mean girl pushing people away act because she doesn't know what else to do.
Honestly, the first thing Kestrel gave me to say was just a bit out of character for him, but it's a bit in character when you think of just how fed up she makes him sometimes. This clown specifically makes him.
Mm-hmm. Oh well.
just, she's she says that and he just gives her a look again. It's just, you are the definition of avoidance.
Hmm. Ooh, that really shook her up, and she's trying to hide it, but Kestrel can see through it, and she's like, I don't know. I haven't left the room, even though you are being unceasingly weird today. I'm not avoiding that as much as I would like to.
He's just because you're not leaving the room doesn't mean you're not. He just looks like he's thinking now.
Hmm. Maybe you should try being a little more avoidant instead of saying rude things to me in my ice cream parlor.
How have I been rude to you?
I don't like you being here.
Long, tired sigh.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, at least she's direct about it.
You can roll insight.
I would love to.
Please, dice parser.
My
10.
10.
Hmm.
What's he get with the 10?
She does feel uncomfortable with Kestrel being in the ice cream parlor and saying all these things, but it's more just because he's making her think things she doesn't want to think about.
Like how she's the definition of avoidance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and about what happens in the funhouse, and about how nice it would be if people helped her out and stuff.
Think about things, Cici. Think. Yeah. And he, again, just gives her that oddly thoughtful look. Not studying, just thoughtful.
Stop, stop looking at me like that.
He does look away for a moment, clearly thinking again, and just hmm. I avoid avoidance because I have realized it is unhealthy to avoid things forever. I hope you learn the same.
Oh, yeah, clearly I should look up to you because, of course, as an organic, you know better about what goes on here and what it's like to work here and what it's like to be me than anyone else possibly could. You just know
Okay.
so much better, don't you?
Ugh. His look back at her and just, you're right, I don't know you better than you. But considering what happened, I'm sure I know you better than most. And believe it or not, I would like to get to know you more.
Well, you shouldn't.
Insight.
Yeah.
My insight.
Please, Dice Parser.
Dice parser, this is important. Dice parser, I'll buy you dinner. I I forgot how to type roll for a half second. There we go. I got it. 15! I'll buy you dinner!
That's not bad. Uh,
It's better than fours!
she doesn't like the idea of people getting to know her better. She's. Or at least she has mixed feelings on it, might be more accurate.
Hmm.
Like, this is not something she's heard a lot, or a concept that she's, like, very familiar with, but also she doesn't really want to take you up on that and have you get to know her better and uh
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. There's, again, that inquisitive look at her and just, well, whether you like it or not, it's true that I want to.
Well, just keep wanting, I guess.
Hey, his eye. I imagine they will be putting me on my patrols near your ice cream parlor regardless. So, when I get the chance, I will come in here and ask if you need help.
Oh, goody. I couldn't do this without you. My hero.
I didn't say you couldn't.
Well, I guess it's not like I can stop you from coming in here whenever you want.
Well, he doesn't want to say she couldn't stop him at all. But Kestrel will say something that makes her think again. You're good at that. Ey. Ugh. Okay. He's. I will not come in here whenever I want. There is. Ey. His lack of internal monologue.
The curse.
The curse, my curse, his curse. Everybody's curse. It's, it's finding the balance between respecting her boundaries and also realizing she's not going to pecking ask for it when she needs help. So sometimes you just got to force your way in there. It's finding the balance. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
now how does he say that?
Maybe like something like if you genuinely don't want me here, like I won't uh overstay my welcome, but like I'd like to offer assistance when I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mm. It's me, and it's also Kestrel taking a lot of times to formulate his words. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's. I will not come in here whenever I want. I will do my best not to overstay my welcome when you genuinely want me to leave. But I also don't think you would ask for help if you did need it. From anyone.
Well, definitely not from you.
And why? Besides just organic.
Does there have to be another reason?
I would like there to be one.
Well, you don't always get what you want.
No, I do not.
You can try rolling insight.
My insight again. Game of insights, and most of Kestrel's have been terrible. Dice parser. My 19!
Ooh! Yeah, with a 19, Kestrel annoys her less than most other organics, but the way that he has been talking today, ooh, she doesn't like the thoughts and emotions that he brings up.
Ay. Man. I. Hmm. I would like to talk with you about that sometime. It does not have to be today.
And what if I don't want to talk about it?
I suppose I can't force you. Just like you cannot. Hold on. Alright. I suppose I cannot force you. Just like you cannot effectively force me away.
Oh, not really the same thing, but it's something, I guess.
It's something.
I feel like it's about time to wrap this up if that feels okay to you.
Yeah. With the I'd like to talk with you about it sometime.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Cici will maybe be like, anyway, it's probably time for you to get back to your little party.
Looks back at the kids' party.
Mhm.
Feels bad again for making the one kid cry. Sweats.
Ah, don't worry. I'm pretty sure none of them will have nightmares about you.
He's going to walk towards the doorway at that one. He's upset about that one.
Mhm. And Cici goes back to finishing cleaning the place up, sort of satisfied at finally upsetting Kestrel enough that he leaves.
But even as he leaves, even as he gets to the doorway, he says like, "I'll see you another day, Cici."
Hmm.
And if she doesn't say anything in response, he walks out the doorway.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what she would say. Uh, Unfortunately, I think you're right.
He goes out the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't getting rid of him.
Damn. But for today, she feels like she has. Make this Birdman stop. Get away, this Birdman who makes her feel weird and think about things.
Experience emotions. Think about things.
Anger is an emotion. She experiences
Ex-
plenty of that.
Experience different emotions. Please. Please experience joy in your heart. Maybe that's a bit much to ask. Experience not anger. Experience neutrality. Let's start with that. Let's start small. Uh, he has finally left her ice cream parlor, though. You have won the battle, but not the war, Cici.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he will be back. And part of her dreads that, and part of her doesn't, which is she's confused about that second part.
Oh boy. He
Yeah,
probably becomes a semi-regular visitor to the ice cream parlor.
man, she's not thrilled about that.
He doesn't expect her to be.
Mm-hmm.
But he does his best to help her and be cordial.
Aww.
Yeah.
She is still gonna try to scare him away for a while before she gets resigned to her fate.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, I think that's all for today.
Yeah. We have
Thank you for.
established that he is now regularly visiting the ice cream parlor. Semi
Yeah,
regularly.
and trying to
Yeah.
talk to her and make her think about things.
Yeah. And he
And
wants to discuss the funhouse with her at some point.
and learn more about her as a person.
And
Terrifying.
learn more about her as a person. The horrifying ordeal of being known. Robots can experience it too. Yay.
Yay! Thank you for playing with
Yay!
me.
Yay! You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah! And thanks to all of our listeners, current and future. I was about to say past, present, future, but if you're listening to this in the past, teach me your secret, mystic arts of prophecy, please. Alright. Bye.